Voracek there turning away from Zidlitsky. Back to Briere. Fire! Oh, Seam deflected stop. Gagne! He scored!
All right, what is up, everyone? My name is Chris, and today we are back with the part 2 of the Ron Hextall Every Move That Hextall Made series. So this is going to be years 2016 to 2018 till the right at the end. Basically where it was basically where Hextall made a couple moves towards the end of it, and the team didn't really do much around him, and he gets fired November 26, 2018. So basically, starting off, if you have not seen part 1, I highly suggest that you go watch it. And again, these are all of the important moves at the time, and important and relevant at the time, and important and relevant to the team now. So January 6, 2016, he trades Vincent LeCavier and Luke Shen to Los Angeles for Jordan Wheel and a third-round pick, and that third-round pick turned into Carson Twarynski. So solid trade there. Those contracts were kind of bad for the Flyers at the time. LeCavier and Shen. He comes and he gets Wheel in a third, and Wheel was an okay player for the Flyers. As some of you probably remember, he was actually on the first line at one point with Drew and Voracek. I thought he was pretty good. He actually gave me a stick one time at practice, which is over on this side of my wall, which I do not have on display yet, and I think I'm going to try to get some of them, hung up in my room at some point, maybe in this space over here, as you can see. But that was really one of the only moves he made for a while until February 26th. Extends Michael Raffle for 2 years. April 1st, signed a free agent Ray Emery to a 1-year contract. April 5th, he signed Alex Lyon to a 2-year entry-level contract. June 24th, extends Radko Gudas for 4 years, 3.35. June 24th, traded a 2016 first and third-round picks to Winnipeg for Chicago's first-round pick and Winnipeg's second, which those picks turned into German Rubtsov and Pascal Laberge. And it's funny because a lot of people talk about that LaBerge pick and say, oh, well, DeBrincat goes a couple picks later. Yeah, I mean, obviously that happens, and if the Flyers had DeBrincat, they would have had DeBrincat, Carter Hart, and Wade Allison in the same round. But they obviously make up for it, taking Carter Hart, and then obviously Wade Allison as well. On June 25th, he trades San Jose's 2016 fourth-round pick to the New York Islanders for their 2017 fourth-round pick. And that was included in the package for Isaac Ratcliffe. So that's a pretty nice deal there. They get Ratcliffe out of that. July 1st, he has 5 free agent signings. The biggest one on this list, Dale Weiss. 4 years, 2.35. Paul Gordon, 1 year, $950,000. Greg Carey, 1 year, $575,000. Andy Meal, 1 year, $600,000. And Will O'Neill, 1 year, $612,500. Hextall did absolutely nothing on free agent day, July 1st. The only notable signing he ever made, 2 notable signings I can think of off the top of my head are Brian Elliott and James Van Riemsdyk. They are legitimately the only 2 guys I can remember that he actually did something on free agent day, something to improve the team. Majority of the time, it was just like he was adding AHL depth. That's realistically what it was. July 14th, he extended Nick Cousins for 1 year. July 14th, again, he signs Pascal Laberge to a 3-year entry-level contract. So the draft pick that the Flyers just got in that 2016 draft in the second round, he gives him a 3-year ELC. July 25th, extends Braden Shen to a 4-year, $5.125 million contract. July 26th, extended Brandon Manning to a 2-year, $975,000, $975,000 2-year contract. And then October 2nd, he signs Carter Hart to a 3-year entry-level contract at 3 years, $863,333. So that was realistically the only kind of moves that he, or at least I guess I should say important moves. There were more, but important and relevant at the time. And then for the draft that year, so it was German Rubtsov, Pascal Laberge, Carter Hart, Wade Allison, Carson Twarynski, Connor Bunneman, Linus Hogberg, David Bernhardt, and Anthony Salentry. It's kind of a tough name there, but that was basically it for 2016. Moving on to 2017, March 1st, traded Mark Streit for Valtteri Filppula and a 4th-round pick and a conditional 7th-round pick, and those picks came out to Maxim Sushko and Wyatt Kalynuk. Obviously, now the Flyers do not have Wyatt Kalynuk, but still have Sushko, and that's still a pretty good deal there. Streit kind of leading off towards the end of his career. He goes and he wins a cup with the Penguins. Filppula, he was kind of past his prime at the time. was solid. Honestly, I think he probably could have been better. March 1st, he signs German Rusov to a 3-year entry-level contract. March 21st, signed Mark Freeman to a 3-year entry-level contract. April 21st, signed Connor Bunneman to a 3-year entry-level contract. April 27th, signed Mikhail Vorobiev to a 3-year entry-level contract. May 30th, signed Oscar Lindbaum to a 3-year entry-level contract. And June 9th, extended Shane Gostisbehere for 6 years, $4.5 million. And that contract is still on today. June 23rd, traded Brady Shen to St. Louis for Yuri Laterra and 2 first-round picks, which were Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee. So, realistically, the Flyers did pretty good in that deal so far. So did St. Louis, but I think we're going to have to wait a couple years to see who really won that trade, because Shen, he's panned out with the Blues a lot, but Frost and Farabee haven't really had that much time to really get their feet wet yet. I mean, we've seen a little bit of Farabee, we've seen a little bit of Frost, but I think it's a little too early to tell who really won that trade. June 24th, traded a 2017 second, third, and fourth round picks to Arizona for a second round pick, and that was Isaac Ratcliffe. That was also that pick that was included in the package, as I said later on. July 1st. 3 free agent signings, and this is what I was talking about with the free agency. Brian Elliott, 2 years, $2.75. Corbin Knight and Phil Varone. So these are guys that didn't really pan out. Obviously, Brian Elliott. July 11th, extended Scott Lawton to a 2-year, $926,500 AAV. And as I said, that was for 2 years. July 15th, extended Alex Line to a 1-year, $874,125 contract. July 17th, signed Nolan Patrick to a 3-year entry-level contract. August 3rd, signed Morgan Frost to a 3-year entry-level contract as well. For some reason on this site, it actually has that Patrick's ELC is at 3 years, $3,575,000, which is kind of unreal for an entry-level contract. But August 3rd, he signs Isaac Ratcliffe to a 3-year entry-level contract as well, and that was really it for the important moves of 2017. He drafts Nolan Patrick, Morgan Frost, Isaac Ratcliffe, Kirill Ustimenko, Matthew Strome, Maxim Sushko, Noah Cates, Owe Lixel, and Wyatt Kalnick. I personally think that is probably his best draft, along with 2015. I think those were really good ones. I think 14 was a good one too. Obviously, you had the late round picks. You got Friedman, you got Lindblom. I think if he had a better 6th and 7th round, probably could have been up there as really good. But I think 17, I think some can argue that 17 is better than 15, and I can definitely see the argument. I honestly think that 17 is just a little bit better, just because of the all-round talent that is in every single round. Obviously, 15 has more of the bigger impact. 2018, so this is getting into the final year of Hextall being GM. February 19th, traded a 2018 third-round pick to the Red Wings for Peter Mrazek. You guys remember his short stint with the Flyers. Then he goes in Carolina, and he's pretty damn good, which is just kind of seems like how everything is that when guys come here, they're not that great. They go somewhere else, they're good. March 6th, extended TJ Brennan to a 2-year contract. March 11th, signed Carson Twarynski to a 3-year entry-level deal. March 13th, signed Maxim Sushko to a 3-year entry-level deal. And these are some more entry-level contracts. And then he also signed Matthew Strome on March 15th to a 3-year entry-level contract. March 27th, signed Felix Sandstrom, the goaltender, to a 3-year entry-level deal as well. And then David Kasha on May 4th, 3-year entry-level contract. June 26th, he extends Sam Morin for 3 years at $700,000. And then he has the draft, which is right around June 26th. So it's Joel Farabee, Jay O'Brien, Adam Ginning, Jack St. Ivany, Wyatt Wiley, Samuel Urson, Gavin Hain, and Marcus Westphal. Pretty solid draft there. July 1st, signs free agent James Van Riemsdyk, 6 years, $7 million. July 5th, he signs Christian Folan, which is actually my birthday, July 5th. Signed Christian Folan as a free agent. July 7th, extended Alex Lyon for a 2-year, $750,000 contract. August 1st, extends Robert Hagg for 2 years. September 26th, signed Igor Zamula to a 3-year entry-level contract. And his last move as the GM of the Flyers, October 2nd, he claimed Calvin Pickard off of waivers. And then, as I said earlier, fired November 26th, 2018. So, a lot of moves here with Hextall. I liked Hextall as a GM. I did. I really did. He was very good at drafting, obviously. That was his biggest that was like his best thing that he could do. He was great at finding gems in the draft. Very good at getting us out of cap space. You know, he got us a lot of cap space. I mean, the Flyers were in cap hell for a long time. A lot of bad contracts. He cleared a lot of that up. And I think he did a pretty good job of it. Now, obviously, some things I wish he did earlier, and some things I wish he did, later on. But realistically, Hextall was a good GM, and I don't think it's the last thing for him. I think he's going to get another shot, and if he does, I wouldn't be surprised if he won a cup. To be honest, I think realistically, I think he's a guy that, and I feel like a lot of GMs are like this. Chuck Fletcher is obviously a GM where he learned from his mistakes. Lou Lamoriello is another one that comes to mind for me. He was just kind of signed a lot of guys to these big deals. He did that with Kovalchuk with the Devils, and now he does it. He's really, really smart with that stuff. And I think the thing is that GMs kind of figure out, all right, they have to settle down. And I think that was the biggest thing with Hextall. And honestly, I feel like at some point Hextall wanted the tank, but the front office didn't want him to. And that was honestly, I think, one of his biggest things. Not necessarily his fault, but when you're the GM, you're kind of put at blame for that. But remember, guys, podcasts, articles, those things are on my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, as I know I did. Definitely fun looking back at all this stuff. And again, remember, podcast, articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.